Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Really happy that you're here and listen to my bullshit that I have to say. But actually it's not a bullshit. It's another kind of giving you lessons. Like with my journey that I had. And I talking about some subjects that I think you usually don't talk that much. So that's the reason why I started with my musical journey. And I try to give you some advice. Maybe it could help you, maybe not. If you want, subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any videos of myself. And so yeah, let's keep going. Like next episode, it's like the first touch with a guitar. And it was long before I actually started playing guitar. I was like 2 or 3 years old. My father used to have a classical guitar. It was actually a left-hand guitar. And somebody gave it to him when he was 16 years old. So he had to swipe the guitar on the left side, like for the right hand, and change the strings. So. And this guitar, he still have it today. And the first time that I touched the guitar, it was this guitar. So it was not my father, it was my grandfather, because it was there in totally broken case, I think. I mean, but still he protected the guitar. So he opened this guitar, that case, and took my finger so I can touch had the chance to touch the strings. And I remember still today the sound. It was even on tune, what I can remember. And that sounds never left me. So this actually was the first time I touched the guitar. And it was behind furniture. Or do you say furniture? Yeah, like... You weren't able to open the whole case. So this was the first time. That was really impressive because I still have it in my mind, and the sound never left my brain. So, but the first time I played guitar was 12 years later, something like this. So I remember I was in my room, and finally, I thought, well, let's do some homework. I never did homework, but yeah, not the best thing to do, but yeah. And this time I said, well, why not starting doing homework? So I sat down my table, was going to do whatever I had to do. And at this time, my father came in the room with this guitar that I already touched when I was 2 years old, and my father was cleaning somewhere and he didn't know where to put the guitar. So he said, look, Jimmy, I put the guitar here, but I'm gonna take it with me after I'm finished, So I said, yeah, okay, no problem. And I didn't like to do homework. Did I mention that? And yeah, and then I was looking at this guitar. It was like at the other side from the room, and I said, well, it's sad, the guitar is there alone. I don't want to do homework. Why not try to play guitar? And I remember the time when I was at school that there was some heft. How do you say heft? Some map. Do you say map? I don't know. Let me see. Maybe I cut that out. Who knows? Wait. A notebook. Oh, yeah. Sorry. So there was a notebook. I remember when I was at school, and behind that notebook there were something like about guitar. I didn't know that at this time. I was sitting there on my desk watching the guitar, knowing there was a notebook somewhere where there was written something with guitar. So I looked up for that notebook, found it, and behind was like the first 4 chords guitar chords. I said, oh, okay, interesting. Okay. It was just the page behind, you know. I took the guitar and it was out of tune. So I asked my dad if he can tune it. He did it. And then I started playing my first chords. So instead of learning for the school, I learned playing guitar, or actually I started learning. And the first was like E minor, E major, then A minor. That's actually how I start playing, giving lessons to students, like a little bit, yeah, sometimes. Not to every student, but this is the way I started with E minor, because it's really easy. And it sounded great, so I started, I composed the song for at the first day. It was not that amazing song, but it was a song. I experimented with that, you know. And yeah, the thing is, it was without any expectation. So I just started playing and doing something, you know. So after 2 days, I finished all the page. I knew everything on this page. So I begged my mother to buy me a book, because she was in a book club, something. So you get, I think it was like 3 books every month. So I looked at the catalog and there was a guitar book, and I begged her to buy me that book. So the book came. My mother made me that present, and I got that book. And the first song was Imagine, and I was a huge Beatles fan. You know that from the first video. And I started like learning G major chord and D major chord and so on. And this was like amazing, because that was the first time that I hear the song usually on the radio or on the CD or whatever. And then I was able to play with the Beatles. And that was such an amazing experience. And still was with no expectation. Then I got my first guitar lessons. There was my first teacher, Rich Newport. And I was so impressed, because he had... He studied at GIT in Los Angeles, so he was really good. I mean, he knew everything. I learned so much in 1 year. But I started with classical guitar, but he was more the electric guitar. So that's the point when it came to the day that I needed an electric guitar. So I went to work in a store with, I think I was 16. Played already for 1 year, and finally I get my first check, and I went to Como. It was in Italy, Nero Lidio. I don't know if the store still exists. And there I bought not the first guitar, whatever. It had to be an Ibanez guitar. Why? Because Jennifer Batten was playing an Ibanez guitar on the Michael Jackson Dangerous tour. So I had to have an Ibanez. I want an Ibanez, and that was my first guitar. I don't have it here. I have it in Sicily, but I think I'm gonna bring it back here. So, and that was when it started like playing more, I wouldn't say professional, but more serious. You know, all the theory. I had 1 hour a week theory and 1 hour a week practice. So like, and that was crazy. So, and then suddenly after 2 years, there was an expectation. That was so interesting. So why I'm telling you that? Because I give lessons, or I used to give lessons. Sometimes I give still lessons around here. And I had, for example, just a couple of weeks ago, a student. He was a little bit older than me, but doesn't matter. And he always came with an expectation for himself. So like always. So when you start doing something, in this case with guitar, you know, you go with expectation. So if it doesn't happen, what you expect, that could make you not depressed, but in some case you can be depressed too, or you are in stress and everything. So why I'm telling you that? Because sometimes it's very important to go back where you started. For example, he told me, I'm practicing, and I'm not getting better at all. I said, are you better than last year? And he said, yes, of course. Well, that's the point. Because sometimes you don't realize how much you get better. Because, I mean, that's the case. If you practice every day, or at least 5 days a week, you're getting better in some way. There's no other way. You can get worse if you practice. So even when you practice bad, maybe, you're still learning something. Maybe could be better. Okay, yes. You can optimize a lot, always. But the thing that I learned, or trying to learn, is to go back there. Like the time where you didn't went there with expectation. You just enjoyed it. Like I enjoyed it to play the first time Beatles songs that usually I hear on a radio or CD or whatever, and that I was able to play with them. It was like I was in the band, you know. And today, as a professional musician, for example, I was thinking about that. I mean, because that's not something that goes away. Like there's no expectation anymore. I mean, you always, I get paid, and the guys that are paying me, they have an expectation. I play for original artist in Germany, Cassandra Steen, and if I play for her, like she has an expectation, and that's absolutely right. That's good. That's the part where I have to get stressed because I want to make the best work possibly that I can do. So she's happy, I'm happy. But it's still music. Like there's a time when I have to sit down, like now I have next week I have a gig with Cassandra Steen, and I want to be really prepared and really good as I can, so she feels really comfortable on stage. And that's totally fine, and that's good because I get paid for that. But still, it's music. So what I was trying to do the last weeks is to go back to that root, like enjoying the music and playing something that I like. And sometimes, because it's my job, I have to do something that is expected from me. That's totally fine. It's like that two lives. What you have to be careful if you start playing guitar or you're already playing, maybe you're already professional, don't forget where you're coming from. The time when you enjoyed the music. So enjoy the music. Sometimes, like you practice stuff and you expect that if you learned a new scale, it sounds great. And when you practice it, it feels good. You play it really good and you think, wow, I'm the best guitar player ever. Then you go on stage and it doesn't work. So because you had that expectation that it has to work good and the people has to enjoy it and be amazing. Usually that doesn't work. You go on stage and you don't practice on stage, you just play, and if the scale comes up automatically, that's perfect. Then you did it. It had time to develop, but don't expect to use that scale with the mind. You start and say, I'm gonna use the scale now, because then you're not with the heart. You're just with the pattern that you learn, and that's not music. Like if you learn a scale, it's an instrument to give melodies, to play a nice tune, to and to show emotion, and that's the point why you're learning scales and technique and stuff like this. But don't go with thinking about I'm gonna play it now, because this is when you practice the scale and you practice the scale like with the backing track at home till it's yours, it's your part, and then it's coming automatically when you play on stage. That happened to me when I played a fast line. I practice it, And suddenly it was on stage. I played it 1,000 times at home, didn't work on stage, but suddenly when I was improvising on stage, it was there, you know? And that's the thing. So wait till it's ready. I always compare it with wine. You know, you have, how do you say, grapes, right? Let me see. Grapes, yes. Oh, I'm getting better in English, isn't it? So, for example, you want wine. You have recipe grapes, and that's it, I think, isn't it? But there's something missing on the recipe. It's time. So you can't expect to take the grapes in the morning and on the evening you have a good wine. Doesn't work. You need time for that, isn't it? And that's exactly with music. You're practicing and you have to give time. So it's yours. You own that the ability to play it. So don't be hard to yourself. Just keep going, practice, and enjoy it. Go always back how you play the first time, that enjoyment you had. Yeah, so go always back there and don't stress too much. Don't stress. Okay, that's it for this episode, and I hope you loved it. Sorry for all the mistakes that I have in English. I still practice in English, but if there's any messages that it's helping you, I'm totally happy. I'm making that just for fun. So if there's a lot of mistakes, well, I try to do my best. So thank you very much for listening, and please subscribe to this channel. If you have any questions, please write it, and sooner or later I'm going to make live videos where I'm going to actually play guitar. But not yet. I'm getting ready with all the gigs that I have. So yeah, but sooner or later. So subscribe to this channel and see you at the next episode. Thank you. Bye-bye.